all I can say is I hope Miami continues to record themselves gyrating, shaking, acting like.
What was that?
You know what? I'm going to say it. We're family friendly, but I'm going to say it like a bunch of damn assholes, idiots. I hope they.
You're being crazy here. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take the other side of it. Hold on. This is a huge internet meme. It's a big deal in terms of those videos are all over YouTube. Do I like that song? No, but that's something that it's something that's part of popular culture right now. The Raptors also made a similar video. If the Celtics made a video, when Big Baby did those videos about when he was doing the Dougie, were you complaining? You had major problems with Celtics players doing the Dougie?
Yes.
Really?
I had major
Come
problems.
on, Calvin. The Macarena was at one time part of pop culture, for crying out loud. That's no defense.
Loosen up a little. That's all I'm saying.
There's a bit of a difference between Big Baby.
Do you have a problem with the Super Bowl shovel?
Yes, I do. And there's a big difference between Big Baby acting like a moron on his own accord on Twitter and getting shipped out 3 months later, and a team-organized promo with outfit.
So you think Pat Riley organized it?
Is that what you think? He probably did. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He loves Showtime.
No.
I mean, that was more campy than David Bowie in the 70s. That was disgusting to watch. It was terrible. And you know what?
Disgusting, really, Nick?
It really was. Watching LeBron James gyrate with a crown on makes me virally ill. The Birdman, I don't even know has played a game yet, is flapping his wings around the locker room. These are supposed to be the NBA champions. I have a problem with that.
Have you seen the other videos of dudes doing the same thing on the internet? You understand that
they're not NBA champions.
Right, they're not the NBA champions. The NBA champions are the NBA champions. My point is they're doing something fun, and they're copying something that other people have already done before. It's something that a lot of people have gotten in on. So if we made a CLNS video, would you be furious and talk about how classless we are? If Ty Ray was wearing a chicken costume and I was wearing a Super Mario costume, and we had fun dancing together, you would come on the air and talk about how we were a travesty?
Let's face it, Miami is doing everything they can to sell tickets, and that's sad. When you're the NBA champions, you have Ray Allen, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and that other guy on your team, and you have to do silly, gimmicky things like that to try and sell tickets. Listen, if LeBron wants to go on Twitter and act like a moron, he does that all the time anyway by speaking out of turn on a constant basis. He wants to go on Twitter and act like an idiot, go ahead. But do they have to do it in the locker room? I mean, in that locker room, it's disgusting. It's like a goddamn movie set. Like, I'm looking at this one. I'm sorry, just stop now.
And Nick, it's like what you and I discussed before the show tonight. Look at the difference between the Celtics' Big Three announcement when that happened and the Heat Big Three announcement. One was done with class and dignity. The other one was done with flash and very little substance. And the prediction is, 6, 7, 8 championships. Absolute nonsense.
They had a parade before they won a game. They had a parade before they won a game.
That's right.
I was just starting to gain a little bit of respect for that team, and then I saw this nonsense. Right after the All-Star break. Why? Because they're on a great winning streak. LeBron's playing out of his mind. Look, this is what the rest of the NBA needs. Let LeBron take out his fake bowling ball and start throwing it at Ray Allen and Dwayne Wade while they're on the sidelines. Continue the distractions, and you know what? They're going to lose. I hope the 8th seed knocks them out. I hope it's the Celtics. I want to face them in the first round, and I want to either lose in 7 games or beat them in 7 games. Because it's not going to be
they've won 12 in a row.
I don't care.
They've won 12 in a row.
And you know what? A week ago, the Celtics won 9 in a row.
Dancing's holding them back? Is that dancing holding them back? No. They're killing it on the court right now. They're toying with teams.
When LeBron and Shaq were playing nonsense, they had won 66 games that season, and they got beaten by Dwight Howard in the second round. I mean, come on. Look we all know that I have problems with Miami no matter what. They can't really do anything right in my eyes. But I don't care. The Celtics won 9 in a row last week without Rajon Rondo. 12 in a row for a team that has 4 future Hall of Famers on it isn't really that impressive. I mean, LeBron
you're right.
And
Calvin, if I could just get a word in, I get really tired of the alphabet sports station celebrating every time the Heat fart. Seriously, it gets really old. It gets really old. I mean, the Heat had a 12-game winning streak? Well, why don't we just stop the season and hand them the title? Absolutely, because how many other streaks do the Celtics have in their big three? Or we had a 19-game one. There've been like 3 or 4 of these, and I don't ever recall celebrations being held for those long winning streaks. And like Nick just said, the team just rattled off 7 wins in a row.
Not only that, but self-directed celebrations.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
It's
My only point is
Congratulations Society. Coach Rich, I got to get you in on this. Certainly we've become an episode of the old Crossfire on CNN. What's your take on this, Coach Rich?
You know, I just think I love the Celtics, always have, because of the class of the organization. This whole Miami circus just is ridiculous. It just sets it back. It sets basketball back. Gives it a black eye. I mean, is this a circus or are we playing basketball? If my kids in college or high school were doing that, I would suspend them and fine them, get them out of there. It's just upstaging the rest of the players in the league, and I just can't. If I'm a player in Oklahoma City, who my team is just tremendous, and I got to sit back and watch this on ESPN, I'd be just vomiting in the sink. Come on, really,
Coach, I have a serious question to ask you though. As a coach of young players, how do you keep them from, with the influence of social media like Twitter and Facebook, and there's so many cable channels now, so many different outlets for kids to get this kind of information and these kind of images. How do you keep that behavior from permeating into your team?
Well, you know, it's just the old statement that you play for the name on the front of the jersey, not the ones on the back. And
that's right.
And when I go out and recruit kids, I'm looking for kids that have character, because I firmly believe you don't win unless you have character. Now, the Heat, being said, I mean, they have a great ball club, and, they won a championship last year, so they've got to have some character in there, but this kind of stuff is just, I mean, I can't stand it.
Bad for the game.
It is. It's a game. It's a sport, and, sportsmanship, are you kidding me? You're upstaging the rest of the NBA by doing this garbage? And I'm surprised that I'm not. I was going to just say David Stern in the NBA allowing that to happen, but I should know better than that.
I know that Calvin thinks we're being absolutely ridiculous here, and I understand that thought, Calvin. I understand also that if your team was doing this, you'd have no problem with it because that's your personality. But for me, growing up, and I think Ty Ray, Coach Rich, growing up watching basketball, again, like Coach said, I grew up with the admiration for the integrity of the franchise, for the respect and the grace that they always had. Self-respect. This is young people look at LeBron James like he is a hero. Like Charles Barkley would say, I'm not a hero. LeBron is acting like an idiot. You want to act that way. He's 27 years old acting like a 16-year-old.
Yeah. The problem is first of all, I have a problem with that phrase in and of itself, because what is acting like a 16-year-old means what? Posting a video on the internet? He and the rest of the team bonded over a moment, and the reason I brought up the 12 in a row is not to say it's the most amazing thing in the world, but you brought it up to say, hey, they're going to make videos, and then because they're going to take their eye off the ball, like I hope they keep making videos. Well, no, they won 12 in a row, so it's not like the video is affecting how they play on the court. And as far as I feel like you're kind of being the crotchety old guy here, and you're not even any older than I am. We're basically around the same age. But I feel like your attitude toward this team, I don't. If LeBron and the rest of the team get enjoyment out of doing it, other people who watch the video enjoy it. I've heard basically nothing but positive reaction from the people who've watched it, with a few exceptions like yourselves. But well, that was crazy. So for the most part, the team is not getting negative reactions for it. It's not a disrespectful thing because it's them. They're parodying something that already exists on the internet. It's like if you and I and Ty Ray saw a funny Saturday Night Live skit, and we began the beginning of our show with that skit. It's entertainment. And that's what they're doing. Basketball is not this revered. I mean, basketball is a sport. Look, you do your job, but it's also entertainment. It's not something that we sit down and we're supposed to take so seriously and revere and kneel down before the basketball gods. If they want to have a good time, let them have a good time. That's part of what their job is to entertain. Basketball is not so serious.
I take your point, and I understand it, and I do believe that I get a little carried away with some of this stuff because it really does piss me off. I'm not making this up. I'm not being sensationalistic. It aggravates the hell out of me. The fact that I didn't even know the Toronto Raptors did it is a perfect reason for why Miami shouldn't be doing it. They're the NBA champions. They're the world champions of a professional American sports team. They should be holding themselves at a higher standard. I didn't see Ray Allen dancing around.
Let me ask you guys something. Would Michael Jordan have participated in something? Absolutely
not. Neither would Kobe Bryant.
Tim Duncan would never done that.
No, they wouldn't, but that's because it wasn't their personality. Would Magic Johnson do something like that? Possibly. If YouTube was around today, okay, or around back in the 80s, rather, would Magic Johnson and the Lakers have done something like that? I could easily say, and I'm a Laker fan, obviously, but the Lakers would have, other than Kareem, though I could easily see the rest of the Lakers.
Could you see Kareem?
Yeah. No, Kareem wouldn't, but are you telling me Magic and Worthy, you can't imagine them in costumes dancing? I could totally see that happening.
I could see that, but I can't see that in the midst of a regular season that's getting into the hard part of the season where they're defending their title. I really couldn't see them doing that in 85, 86. I really couldn't. But I could see Magic being silly. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to have fun. Sports are fun. But when you're the NBA champions and you're on a big winning streak and everybody's playing so well, you don't rub it in everybody's face like acting like this is a circus act. I just don't believe it. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I may sound like a crotchety old man. Hell, I am a crotchety old man. I don't care. Young old man. Go ahead.
Well, don't you just think it has to do, though, with the different cultures in Boston and Miami? It's just the difference between the two. One is an entertainment capital, and whereas you got an area like Boston that's very blue-collar, lunch bucket, and there's a history in Boston. There's a respect for those banners up in the rafters, where the rafters in Miami are basically, let's face it, rented. Those are rented banners.
Yeah. I agree. I would agree.
They're disposable. They mean nothing.
Ty Ray, I do believe, too, that, even though I'm saying, look at all, just keep making videos and everything else, but this is the kind of thing that the rest of the NBA gets revved up for. They wait for LeBron to take out the bowling ball and throw it at his teammates. That was the most ridiculous thing I had ever seen that we had to watch for 3/4 of a season 3 years ago until they busted in the playoffs. I'm not saying Miami's going to do that because of a video, but this is the type of loosey-goosey kind of attitude we need to see from LeBron for him to get off this amazing shoot. He is playing the best basketball I've seen since Michael Jordan.
Right.
All right? So, you know what, LeBron? Keep letting your guard down. Keep acting like a jackass. And hopefully, Miami loses, because I would, if the Lakers weren't going to tie the Celtics this year in championships, I would root for them over Miami today, tomorrow, and yesterday. And I know I'm going to take a beating for saying that. I
feel the same exact way. I feel the same exact way. I agree with you. I don't think Kobe would do it.